Hello everyone, welcome to the second lecture on the topic subject-verb agreement. Previously on subject-verb agreement. So far we've discussed as to what exactly is subject-verb agreement, and then we discussed the thumb rule of singular and plural subject and verb, wherein we discussed that with any kind of a noun which is singular, we will be using a singular verb, and ideally and usually most of the times the nouns that do not end with s will take a verb that ends with an s. Likewise, for plural nouns, that is the nouns that end with an s, they will take a verb without an s at the end of it. So that was the thumb rule of making a singular or plural subject and verb. And then we discussed the basic rule of subject-verb agreement. Basic rule of subject-verb agreement would mean that with any singular subject we would be using a singular verb, and with any plural subject we'll be using a plural verb, and that is what is called as agreement between the subject and the verb, that they would agree in person. If the number of people is plural, in that case the verb also will be plural, and if the number of person is singular, the verb also will be singular. And then we discuss few other rules using which we'll be able to make correct grammatical sentences. And then finally we did two exercises, practice sentences, on choosing the correct verb depending upon the subject that we have. Continuing with the rules, the next rule says that if a singular subject is followed by a phrase containing a plural noun, the verb is singular. Now the subject is singular and it is followed by a phrase that has a plural noun. The verb that it takes will be singular. For example, one of the boys is yelling so hard. The singular subject is one. It is followed by a phrase that contains a plural noun, boys. Even if we have a noun which is plural, but because the main subject of the sentence happens to be singular, one here, therefore this verb that we are going to put in the sentence will be agreeing in person with the main subject, which is one, and not with the plural noun. So one of the boys, of all the boys there were, we are only talking of one. So one of the boys is yelling so hard. And then the next sentence says that one of the members is against the rule. Again, one of the members. Members is many, but we are talking of a singular subject, one. Of the people that we have, of the plural nouns that we have, our target is only one because it is a singular entity. Therefore, the verb that follows will be singular. Next rule of subject-verb agreement is that the indefinite pronouns like several, few, both, many, others are always plural. You will never be using these pronouns with the singular verb. For example, both Hermione and Ron were friends. So we are using the word both with two singular subjects, Hermione and Ron. Therefore, we'll be using, and because we are saying that both will be always used as a plural noun, therefore it will always have a plural verb. So both Hermione and Ron were friends. Likewise, many of the members of Slytherin house liked Harry. Many of the members. Had it been one of the members of Slytherin house, that would mean only one member of only one person of all the members. Here it is many. You do not know how many people are we talking about. Therefore, this is called as indefinite pronoun, but still it will show that we are talking of multiple people. We are talking of more than two or two people. Therefore, with many of the members, with many, it will be many of the members of Slytherin house liked Harry. Or if I put it in the present tense, many of the members of Slytherin house like Harry. Like will be a plural verb. And another example could be several are seeking justice. So several what? Several people are seeking justice. So several again is an indefinite pronoun. You're not very sure as to how many number of people are we talking about, but still it will denote, it will show that we are talking of more than two people or two people. Therefore, several are seeking justice. With several, we'll be using the word are and never is. The next rule on subject-verb agreement says that the indefinite pronouns like some, most, all, none, these are singular or plural according to the meaning of the sentence, according to the way and they've been used in the sentence, according to their application in the sentence. You may either take them as singular or plural. For example, some of the girls were absent. It is girls. Some of the girls were absent. Because we're talking of some, which is of course not one, therefore were. Some of the ice cream is left. Ice cream is a singular entity. So even if you have some quantity, but then that sum here is treated as singular because we are talking of noun that is singular, ice cream. So therefore, some of the ice cream is left. Likewise, for all the other pronouns that we have here, you can have the usage with as singular or plural. For example, all is well. We call it all is well, right? And likewise, all the people are well. So depending upon the usage, depending upon the words that you're using with these words, you may have them as singular or plural. In case these words are treated as singular, the verb that follows will be singular, otherwise plural. The next rule says that the expressions of time, money, weight and distance are singular even if the form is plural. 2 years is a long time to wait. So it's an expression of time, 2 years. We'll be treating them as a period, which is a singular entity. Therefore, we'll be using a singular verb is. $1 million was given back to the owner. So how many dollars? 1 million. So if you look at it as a separate entity, you would may get confused that maybe the dollars that we're talking about here are multiple entities, but we're talking of one amount, which is $1 million. So the amount with you can always put it as the amount that was equal to $1 million was given back to the owner. So we're talking of the amount, therefore it is a singular verb. So if such kind of expressions of time, money, weight and distance are used, they'll be treated as singular. Now this is a very interesting rule. When the word is preceded by a, an article a, it takes a plural verb. But when the verb is preceded by the article the, which is the definite article, it takes a singular verb. So with a, it is plural. With the, it is always singular. A number of students are waiting outside. A number of students. So whenever we are talking, we are using the article a with the noun that you have there. We have two nouns here, number and students. So number of students is a noun phrase. So a denotes is pointing out at students. Therefore, we'll be putting it as are. The moment we put it as the number of students, now we are talking of the number and not the students. So you haven't counted it, for example. So the number of students outside is not recorded yet. You need to record the number and not the students. Therefore, whenever you have any sentence wherein the subject is preceded by an article a, there we'll use a plural verb. Otherwise, with the, we'll be using a singular verb is, or depending upon the tense, we may use the singular verb. The next rule says that when fractions are used, the verb agrees with the object of the phrase. So whenever we are using fractions, we need to notice the object. Depending upon the object, singular or plural, we will be using the verb. For example, 1/2 of the cake was consumed. 1/2 of the cake. Now we are having an entity which is singular, cake. Therefore, 1/2 of the cake was consumed. So here we are using the verb was because we are pointing out at cake. The moment we say the 1/4 of the employees, employees is a plural noun. Therefore, with the usage of the fraction 1/4, we are having a plural verb here because this plural verb is pointing out at a noun that is plural. Therefore, we say that whenever we use fractions, depending upon the object of the phrase, we will be taking the verbs into consideration. If the object is singular, the verb will be singular. The object is plural, the verb also will be plural. Whenever we have adjectives being used as nouns, then it will always be treated as plural. The poor are to be helped. So the poor means the poor people. So the poor here, poor is an adjective, but it is used as a noun. Therefore, it will be treated as a plural. It will take a plural verb. The poor are to be helped. The efficient are what this country needs. So efficient people. So efficient people, we are not using the word people here, which symbolizes that the word, the adjective efficient here is being used as a noun itself. Therefore, with such kind of application of adjectives, we'll always be having a plural verb. Now, the next rule says that if the sentence begins with the expletive it, the verb is always singular, even if the subject that follows the verb is plural. First thing first, what is expletive? So, expletive word or expletive phrase, here the word it, is something that is of no use. It does not give you any information, any extra information about the sentence. And even if the word is not there or the phrase is not there, the sentence still will have some meaning. The only reason behind putting an expletive in any sentence, be that a word or a phrase, is that it puts an emphasis on a certain thing. So just to have a certain kind of emphasis put on something, we can use expletive. So in case we have an expletive it and you have the sentence beginning with the word it, in that case the verb that follows will always be singular, no matter whether the subject is singular or plural. It is the schools which must take the responsibility. So with the expletive it, why do we say that here it is an expletive, which is a word that is not really required in the sentence? The sentence can very well do without it, because the moment I put it as the schools must take the responsibility, it conveys the meaning. So just adding the word it will change the formation of the sentence, put more emphasis on the things that are being said, wherein even if we don't have it, the sentence is self-explanatory. Therefore, it is the schools which must take the responsibility. Whenever there is any sentence that begins with the word it, in that case, no matter whether the subject is singular or plural, it will always be used with a verb that is singular in nature. It can never be a plural verb. So it is the schools. Schools, plural. Still, we are having the word it, which is singular. Therefore, the verb that follows also will be singular. For the other sentence, it is us who must take care of the environment. Again, us. So it is us. We must take care of our environment. Other way around, you can put it as it is us who must take care. Just to put that extra emphasis on the fact. Therefore, with the word it, if you have any sentence beginning with the word it will always be using a singular verb, irrespective of the number of noun in the sentence. The next rule says that when two nouns are synonymous, they are followed by singular verb. What does this mean? Synonymous nouns are words that are interchangeable. The words that are not literally the synonyms of each other, but they may be used interchangeably. Whenever there exists one, there has to be the existence of other. One cannot prevail without the existence of other. This is what we mean by the word synonymous here. So law and order is desired in the city. Law and order. Wherever you have law, there'll be order. If you have order, means only when the things are organized, are in order, means that is a law that the people or the things are abiding, due to which the people are obeying the orders, right? So law and order will always go hand in hand because they are synonymous words. Therefore, we will always be using the word is, singular verb, along with such synonymous words. Money and power. You would have never seen people who are powerful but don't have money. Also, you would not have seen people who have money and are not powerful. So whenever you talk of money, with it comes power. Whenever you talk of power, it cannot be attained without money. Therefore, these two words again are synonymous words. These two words go hand in hand. They will be always used with each other. Even if you don't have a mention of the other word, still it will exist because the other will not be able to prevail in the absence of the other. So money and power is all I seek. Again, we're using the word is. Slow and steady wins the race. So slow and steady. The person or the thing that is slow, they will definitely be steady. That doesn't mean that fast cannot be steady, but then yes, slow and steady would go hand in hand always. Therefore, with such words that are synonymous in nature, we'll always be using a singular verb. Here, it is wins. A verb ending with s is treated as singular. Okay, so that is the end of the rules. Let us very quickly practice some more sentences. The cacti, important for the travelers in the desert. So cacti, cactus is the singular, cacti is the plural. So whenever you have a word that ends with us, you will change it to plural by adding or by removing or replacing us with an I. Like for instance, syllabus, syllabi. So therefore, cacti are important for the travelers in the desert. Bacterium. So bacterium is singular. Bacteria is plural. Bacterium affects our immune system. It is singular. The noun is singular. Therefore, the verb that follows also will be singular. And singular verbs will always be ending with s. Parenthesis dash the readers something. Tells or tell. Now, parenthesis, whenever you have it as es, would mean it's a plural. Therefore, parenthesis, tell the readers something. The criteria for judging show or shows that the contest is a tough one. Now, criteria, criterion is singular, criteria is plural. Therefore, it will be the criteria for judging show that the contest is a tough one. The singular of the word criteria is criterion, ION. The alumnus of the school usually dash during summer vacations. So alumnus is singular, alumni is plural. US will be always replaced by I, as we did in the cactus and cacti. So therefore, the alumnus means the singular entity. So alumnus of the school usually visits during summer vacations. Had it been alumni, the alumni of the school usually visit during summer vacations. Let us quickly take a look at some more questions, some more sentences. There dash 4 coins on top of the fridge. The moment the sentence starts with there, it will always be singular. So there, it will always be plural, depending upon what kind of noun do you have after them. So there are 4 coins, multiple. There are 4 coins on top of the fridge. Here dash the bag that you want to borrow. Whenever you have a sentence that starts with here or there, you need to notice the noun that is placed. If the noun is singular, the verb will be singular. If the noun is plural, the verb will be plural. Here the noun is bag, singular. Therefore, the verb that you use also will be singular. Here is the bag that you want to borrow. Here dash your things needed for your field trip. Here are your things. Things. Again, plural. There dash 3 problems that he cannot solve right now. There are 3 problems. Problems, multiple, plural. Therefore, the verb will be plural. Here dash your math book. Singular. Here is your math book. So whenever you're beginning the sentences with there or here, you need to notice the type of noun that follows. If the noun is singular, the verb that follows the verb here or there, the word here or there will also be singular. If the noun is plural, then the verb that follows the word here and there will be plural. Let us have a look at some more examples of subject and verb agreement. Now, the first sentence, either Sam or Patty dash the new class president. Whenever you use the word either or as a pair or neither nor as a pair for that matter, you will notice the subjects. If the subject is singular, they will always follow the singular verb. Either Sam or Patty, it is only one entity at a time. Therefore, is the new class president. Second sentence, of one of the dogs dash at strangers. One of the dogs. So of all the dogs there are, we are only talking of one. Therefore, it will be a singular verb. And singular verb is something, some word that is ending with an S. So one of the dogs growls at strangers. The principal and the coach dash our classroom every month. The principal, the coach means we are talking of 2 different people. There is one principal and the other is the coach. There are 2 people who are visiting the classroom every month. Now, with the verb visit or visits, Because we have plural nouns, therefore the verb that accompanies will always be plural, and plural verb do not end with an s, therefore it will be visit our classroom every month. All of the books dash on the table. Whenever you have the words like all, several, both, etc., we will have to notice the noun that they follow, that follows them. So because books is a plural noun, therefore whenever we have such sentence wherein which starts with all and the noun that follows is plural, we will always be having a plural verb. So all of the books are on the table. Every one of the apples dash in the bag. Whenever you have any sentence that starts with each, every, either, neither, etc., we will always, etc. would be everyone, everybody, say somebody, someone, likewise. So whenever we have the starting of the sentence with any of these words, we will always be treating uh, the subject as singular and the verb also will be singular. So every one of the apples was in the bag. Every would indicate that you're talking of one entity. The herd of elephants dash the river every spring. Collective noun, herd. So herd of elephants. Now we'll be focusing on the herd, word herd. Herd is a collective noun and collective nouns are treated as singular if there's a common thing that is happening with each and every member. If there is only one outcome, if there is only one inference coming out of it. Therefore, the herd of elephants crosses the river every spring. It is crosses. Herd is singular, therefore the verb is singular. One of my friends, of all the friends I have, I am talking of one. Because I'm only talking of one, therefore the verb will be ascending verb, wants to spend the night at my house. The toy train and the doll dash under the bed. The toy train and the doll. Now there are two things that I'm talking about. One is the toy train, the other is the doll. So there are two things means the verb will be plural, are under the bed. Someone dash happy today. Someone. Again, whenever you have a sentence starting with each, every, everybody, anybody, somebody, someone, etc., you will always be using a singular verb. So someone looks. Singular verb would mean an ascending word. Looks very happy. There dash three flowers in the case. In the vase, sorry. So there dash three flowers. Whenever you are having any sentence that starts with there, you need to notice the subject. If the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. So because the subject is three flowers, we have plural number of flowers, more number of flowers, more than two, that is three. So here the verb that follows the word there will also always be plural. Therefore, there were three flowers in the vase. So with this, I think and assume that the rules with respect to the subject and verb agreement would be clear to you. In case you have any difficulty, we can discuss these during the interactive sessions. Thank you so much.